asked ChatGPT to give me the 3 most popular scanners that traders use to find stocks. And on today's video, we are going to build each one of these scanners step by step. And then at the end, we're going to build a master scanner that incorporates all 3 of these aspects. So hit like if you're excited, and let's jump right into the content. So the first scanner recommended to us from our AI friend ChatGPT is a relative strength index scanner. RSI is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements. It ranges from 0 to 100 and is typically used to identify overbought or oversold conditions in a stock. The scanner criteria: traders may use the RSI to filter stocks that are currently overbought, RSI over 70, or oversold, RSI under 30. This can help identify potential reversals or continuation opportunities. Great. So RSI under 30 or RSI over 40. If we jump into ThinkorSwim now, this is the active trade software that I use. Actually, let me fix my screen. If we jump into ThinkorSwim now, this is the active trade software that I use to trade. This is a software provided by, I'm still with TD Ameritrade, but it's quickly moving to Charles Schwab. This is their active trade software for their brokerage. We are in the scan tab here, and let's go ahead and build this scanner. Let me start with, I have a couple of admin sort of stock filters already added in just to filter out kind of all the gross stocks I don't want to see. I personally don't trade penny stocks. So I have a close, a minimum of $1. You don't have to have that if you want to trade penny stocks, more power to you. And then I have a market cap set to the lowest possible, because if you don't, as you may notice here, there are tons of stocks that will return on a scanner in ThinkorSwim that literally like never trade. They have no market cap. They never have any volume. There's a lot of crap out there. This is just a filter to help boot those out. So let's go ahead and jump in. Add filter, study. We're going to jump into the pencil here, and I'm going to go straight to ThinkScript editor. I'm going to jump straight into the code here, and we're going to look at RSI under 30. This is going to be our low RSI scan. If I scan now, you should see stocks that are returning. It's actually doing it a little bit now. A little bit of this no volume crap still snuck through, but the first one that actually has volume: Lucid, Fisker, AMC. Let's go take a look at those stocks. Lucid, let's actually turn on our RSI indicator here so we can confirm. The RSI on Lucid is on the daily. We are looking at the daily on these. Is currently sitting at 23. There you go. Is that an oversold stock? Is that something you want to buy? That's up to you. I'm just building the scanners, right? So Lucid, Fisker also really beat down. I actually have a really nice short call on this stock from when it was up here. You had to take me at my word that I called that in real time, but I did. It is down way low, RSI at 26. And then you all probably know the story of AMC. Unfortunately for you AMC bulls out there, I know there's a lot of you. I'm not hating or saying anything, but this stock is really just continues to push into new lows even after their 10-to-1 reverse stock split. The RSI currently sits at 21. So there is your RSI under 30. What we would do is we would then come and save this scanner. Let's save it as undersold RSI. Or sorry, not undersold, oversold RSI, save that. And then of course for the other side, we would simply come in and we would look at overbought stocks with the RSI is over 70. We can go ahead and run that and take a look at a couple examples here as well. NVIDIA, not surprising. NVIDIA, NU, and UEC. Let's go ahead and take a look. We all know NVIDIA, an absolute rocket ship, touching 550 now. The AI, this is funny AI ChatGPT type video we're doing here. Of course, AI keeps propelling NVIDIA to freaking crazy highs. RSI is currently at 72. What was the second one I wanted to look at? NU. I can't spell. NU, the RSI is also sitting at 72. And then the last one is UEC, in which the RSI is at 74. Not sure what the circle was, but hopefully I was calling a buy indication here because, wow, this stock is also flying. So here is a handful of stocks, once again, using the codes that ChatGPT provided us as being popular, that might be either oversold or overbought. and we have now saved both of those scanners. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, Trey, I don't know how to code. I don't have time to learn how to code. I don't know how to build these scanners. I do have a little bit of a shortcut for you on my website, daytradingstrategies.net. If you click into the ThinkorSwim section, along with all of my other codes, there is a scanner section in which all of the scanners I have already created, including the ones from this video I will add to my website right after I publish it, are going to be available for easy download. All you're going to do, click into whatever scanner you would like, copy this share scan link, go to setup in the top right, open shared item, paste, preview, import, and now that DTS pre-market strategy is available to load from your DTS pre-market scan. All you would then do is load it in, hit scan, and you will now have, just with a couple of clicks there in about 15 seconds, all of my scanners, and like I said, strategies, indicators, everything else on my website, all at one easy location and all for one low cost of just $25. Not trying to rip anybody off, just trying to get a little kickback for all the work I've put into this. So if you're interested, if you think any of these scanners or anything else could add $25 worth of value to your trading, I'd recommend checking out daytradingstrategies.net. Link will be at the top of the description. We'll see you over there. The second scanner on the list has to deal with moving averages. Moving averages smooth out price data to create a single flowing trend line. It's a really intricate way to describe a moving average. I've never heard it described that way. Common types include the SMA and the EMA. Scanner criteria. Traders often use moving averages to identify trends. For example, a scanner may look for stocks where the current price is above its 50-day SMA, indicating a potential uptrend. Crossovers between different moving averages may also be used as signals. So we got two different scanners to build once again from this scanner criteria, both price closing over a moving average and moving averages of two different lengths crossing each other. So jumping back into ThinkorSwim, back into our scan tab, I'm going to go ahead and delete the study that was looking at the RSI from the last one we built, and let's go ahead and add a new one in. And if we click on the pencil, ThinkScript editor, we are going to be looking for the current close to be above the simple moving average with a length of, did it say 50? It said 50-day moving average. So with a length of 50, the current close is over its 50 SMA on the daily chart. I should point this out too, just for a little bit of extra education. Whenever you're building any indicator like this, if you would like it to run on different time frames rather than daily, you click on this D right here, pause, but you click you click on this and then you select obviously what time frame you would like it to run against. We're going to run it against the D. And we're going to look at stocks that have their close over the 50 simple moving average, sorted top down by volume. First of which being DNN. This is a stock that is strong. Let's go ahead and actually turn off RSI and turn on the simple moving average so we can look at what we want to look at here. It is, of course, length 50. We will build that out. Let's get rid of the rest of the lines on this chart that I have hand drawn. Obviously, over the 50 simple moving average. And once again, I almost always, not every single scanner, but almost always I sort by volume. So you're getting, a sort of list of stocks that are also trading the most volume above their 50 simple moving average. So DNN, UEC, I believe this is one we already looked at with the RSI as well, yes. And then the third was WIT. This one's pretty simple. Of course, just stocks trading above the 50 simple moving average on heavy volume. This is giving you an idea as ChatGPT of stocks that are in a current strong trend. So I'll go ahead and save this scan query as above SMA, I will call it. And I'll be able to load this in whenever I'd like to now as well. Now, let me point to one more thing. I know I've already done my sort of website shill in this video, but I just want to point out, you might be looking at your scanner right now and like, what the heck, Trey, my scanner looks different. I do have a handful of custom columns built into my scanner, so I have custom coded these columns, and they are available for download also inside of daytradingstrategies.net. I just want to let you know that that's why my scanner is going to look a little bit different than your default one. Next, ChatGPT, also related to moving averages, laid out a moving average crossover. So if I come in and I go simple moving average length of 50 is greater than simple moving average length of 200, that will be the second condition that ThinkorSwim also laid out for us. You're going to get a list of stocks here. I'm going to show you something a little bit extra right now, maybe sort of the next level of education in building scanners using using ThinkScript. So those of you guys that made it this far in the video, first off, thank you. And you're about to get a little bit of extra learning here. So if you would rather, I should word it like this. If you're going to use the 50 SMA crossing the 200 SMA as a reason for your entrance, I'm not saying that you should, just an example. If that's going to be why you enter, you're not really going to care on a scanner what stocks are already have the 50 above the 200, right? You want to see what stocks just did it today. Where did the 50 just cross the 200? So I know what stocks are meeting my entry criteria, right? So instead of using greater than, we're simply going to type in 2 words, crosses above. If I hit OK and scan now, you should see a much different list. And let's go ahead and look at some of these stocks. DOCU, we'll look at that one first. DOCU. And I also need to turn on the 200 simple moving average. So simple moving average with a length of 200. And I need it to be a different color, of course. I always pick the salmon color. I don't know why. But this, look, now you are getting stocks that the 50 SMA crossed above the 200 SMA today. So now you are pinpointing your scanner to your entry criteria instead of just looking at all stocks where the 50 is already above the 200. So DOCU, MPU is another example. Bada bing, you see it happening right there. Very nice. And then CLVT being our third example. But there's a little bit of sort of extra firepower in your education of this video for you. Use crosses over or crosses below, of course, instead of just greater than or less than, if you would rather only see the stocks that indication is happening today on. The third and final stock scanner that ChatGPT recommend to us deals with volume. Volume represents the number of shares traded during a specific time period. High volume often indicates increased interest and potential for significant price movements. Scanner criteria. Traders may use volume as a filter to identify stocks with unusual or abnormal trading activity. For example, a scanner may look for stocks with volume that is significantly higher than its average, signaling potential news or events affecting the stock. So we're going to be building a abnormal volume, a scanner that is looking for volume well over the current volume average. So jumping back into ThinkorSwim, we are going to go ahead and create this scanner now. Let's go ahead and remove the moving average crossover and build in a new study. Type on the pencil. I don't know why I remove. I could just come in and delete, but whatever, just for transparency's sake, I guess. Let's go ahead and first things first, we need to define average volume. Now, little pro ThinkScript coder trip here. There is an indicator for average volume, but I can never get it to work exactly right. There is an indicator for I think it's volume average. I believe that's the indicator. Yeah, that's the indicator. But this, for whatever reason, gives me a lot of like wonky returns when I use this. So instead, I build it myself. I take the average volume of the last 14 bars, which is what the volume average indicator itself is supposed to be doing. But as I said, for some reason, it's weird. So I build it out myself. So we're going to take the average volume of the last 14 bars, and then we're going to look at volume being greater than the average volume of the last 14 bars. Another a little added tip here, you need to be looking at the average volume from 1 bar ago, because if you're looking at the current average volume, the current volume would never be over the current average volume, if that makes any sense, because you don't have the average until it was calculated yesterday. So whenever you're looking and comparing against an average, I always go 1 bar back so that the calculation is actually done, or else you're not going to get any results on the scanner. And then we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to encapsulate all of this together, and then we are using parentheses, and then I'm going to multiply this by 3. I want to be seeing stocks that are trading 3x the average volume over the last 14 bars. If we hit OK and we hit scan, let's see what kind of returns we get here. Wow, there's a lot of like, hey, ThinkorSwim devs, can I give like a little extra quality assurance tip here? When you're sorting from top down greatest volume, can NAs, the selectors, be at the bottom instead of the top? That would be useful. Thank you. Anyway, let's scroll down to the stocks actually trading volume. AUVI, Delta, and DNN. Let's go ahead and take a look. AUVI, of course, just traded huge volume. Now, this stock sucks. It's really, really beat down, but just traded huge volume on Friday. So you can start to put this sort of on your weekend watch list for potential follow through into next week, right? Delta Airlines just traded huge volume the wrong way. I mean, unless you're a bearish trader, but for bulls, the wrong way, but still traded huge volume, right? And then the third was DNN. This is a stock we've already looked at, but yes, huge volume. If I go ahead and turn on the average volume, the volume average indicator, just so we can see it. The volume average is 10.9 million, so just about 11 million, and that 3x that being 33 million. And on this day, it traded 35.3 million shares. I know you guys can't see that. I know you guys can't see that behind my big head, but there's the numbers there. So, yeah, the strategy, or the scanner, sorry, is working just as it should. All right, so we have built out all the individual scanners that ChatGPT listed as its favorites to find stocks to trade. Now comes the fun part, the real meat and bones, what we've been building up to with this video. Let's build a scanner that encapsulates all of those assets: high volume, moving average, and RSI. We've already got our high volume turned on. Let's go ahead and turn on two other study scanners here, and let's go ahead and start building these in. So we also had close over simple moving average length of 50, right? So you're getting high volume, but only returning stocks that have high volume and are also proving a lot of strength. So that AUVI we looked at that was really, really beat down will probably not be on the list anymore. So let's go ahead and add that. And then let's also see, now I don't know that there's going to be any returns on an indicator like this, but we're also looking at stocks with a low RSI and oversold condition. So let's see if there's going to be any stocks that get returned that just traded heavy volume above their 50 simple moving average, but are in an oversold RSI under 40. There's not. There's no matching symbols. It's a little bit hard to do that, right? You're looking for too strong of stocks. So this is kind of how scanner building can go. Okay, that's really impossible. Maybe will never happen. So let's up the RSI a little bit. Now RSI under 50 instead of 40. You're getting some stocks now. Delta, we've already looked at. SNX, BHPLF, a 5 ticker symbol there. But let's go ahead and flip through. So Delta, this is a stock that is strong, but just traded heavy volume to the downside. So it's a strong stock getting a heavy volume dip. Is that a dip buy? I can't tell you whether it is or it isn't. That's got to be up to you. But SNX, same way. Strong stock, just got a heavy volume dip. Is that a buy? Up to you. Once again, I'm not saying any of these things you should go buy. Of course not. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. And another example here on a lighter volume, 5 ticker symbol, but another example of it there. Now, let's go the other way around. Let's look for stocks that are strong. Let's look for stocks that aren't dipping. So I'm going to add one more thing. I'm on this volume. I'm going to also add an and. We're going to use an and condition here. The close is greater than the open. So this is now returning only stocks with heavy green volume. So those stocks that are selling off really hard today won't be returned. So you're now looking for a strong stock, and let's look for it above, let's say above the 70 RSI. Let's now look at really, really strong stocks that we might be looking for continuation on. So we sort of just built a potential dip buy, heavy volume dip buy scanner. Now we're building a heavy volume, continuation big runner scanner. There's your AUVI again. UEC we've already looked at. CCJ. You're now getting hugely moving big running stocks that you can go about trading anyway. Maybe you look at this and you go, oh, this looks like a good short. This looks like a good blow out of the top short opportunity. Or you look at it and go, this looks like a good long opportunity. This isn't a strategy video. I'm not telling you how to trade this. This is a scanner video, but hopefully you learned a lot in this video about how to build scanners, how to use indicators in your scanners, and you can now go out and whether you go to daytradingstrategies.net, download all my scanners and tweak them yourselves, or maybe you go try to build some of your own. That's up to you. But this is a long video. I believe it's going to be like 19, 20 minutes long. For those of you guys that made it all the way through, huge thank you. I really appreciate that. And I always say the ones that watch the entire video, you all made it to the meat and bones, right? You all made it to the part where we actually put all the indications together. I think you guys are taking your trading and your studying of trading very seriously, and I like to give you guys a little bit of extra. So if you use coupon code END, E-N-D, at checkout on daytradingstrategies.net right now, instead of $25, your first month is only going to be $15. So go check that out if you've been sort of contemplating during the video, maybe I do want to sign up for this. You can now get it for $15. Go download all these scanners, all my other scanners, all my strategies, all my custom indicators, this, that, and the other, all available for you for now $15 using coupon code END, link at the top of the description down below. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of this video, but I'm going to link you all to a video here in which I talk about conditional formatting of trading so that you can automate some of your orders around these scanners that we're building.